Okay, we're back. Crank is cleaned. Main bearings are in. Got some plastic gauge across them. Cam's in there. Not the cam we're using, but a cam. Cam's way too big for this engine. To make sure everything was good. Cam turns, that means we're good. With that, I gotta clean off the caps, and let's talk these things down and see what we got. Okay, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, and no taper whatsoever. Good. That's perfect. This one's always thousandths bigger. I like the way this guy cut the crank. He knew AMC's. He didn't do it 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 across. So we're good. Here you go, guys. The crank is in. Okay, and this is what I was talking to you about, Ruben. Well, I must have leaned on that one, because there was a yellow dot there. It's probably on my glove. There you go. In the world I live in, you never know when you're gonna get pulled away from something. So when I torque something, I tighten something, I put dots on it. So something like this, I did those in 2 stages. Okay, they want 95 to 105 foot-pounds on these, so I bring them to around 105. Crank turns nice. Bearings are all lubed with that GM stuff, and then I pour the same GM stuff down these holes, and these journals are all wiped with it. So we're good. We have end play. I can turn the crank by hand. Like I said, we already checked it. So we're good to go. I wanted to be further than this today, but you know, reality set in. Some things you can't rush, and it is what it is. I'm not going to rush to get these pistons in tonight. So I did stop and do some yard work. So do got the holiday coming up, and unfortunately here they're calling for rain Friday and Saturday, which sucks. I don't know anything about Sunday. I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So I'd hate to do all my stuff on Thursday, the day I'm off. So with that said, you can see all the assembly lube oozing out from that and the cam. I think we did good. I think we're going to wrap this up in a bag. Call it good. I think I'm going to spray a little bit of this down, some WD, keep it from rusting. And that's it. We're moving on. Like I said, there's going to be a massive delay on the cam. I already have one cam on order. I'm going to place a couple more phone calls tomorrow. Nobody seems to stock it. The problem is I have the brand new lifters already. That's where the problem seems to lie. One cam I found, if you buy the cam and lifters, but then I'm out another 90 bucks rather than waiting for just the cam, because it comes in the same box. The other cam, there was 2 cams who were battling back and forth on the other cam. It doesn't matter, lifters, no lifters. They don't have it. So I'm going to do a post probably within a week, maybe over this holiday. I've been dealing with somebody that really knows cams, knows a lot more about cams than I could ever know and knew existed. And he's been charting them and graphing them, and when you ask him a question, he'll pull you up 5, 6, 10, 15 cams and show you what each cam is going to do for you, basically. And I'm not talking about the common sense where you go from one size to the next. I'm talking about cams by the different manufacturers that land into the same groupings. Is it worth getting that cam over this cam for what you're doing? First your compression, first your valve size, first how much your head flows, versus, you know, do you need the power brakes? You don't need the power brakes. What do you do? And it's a whole big thing. It's a big long chart this guy makes. And when I presented him with the 2 cams, not only did he present me with the chart, but he presented the chart with the overlays on it, which was pretty cool, to show you the difference in the ram speed, their overall height, the difference in the overlap from 6,000s at 50,000s, everything. Then he did an overlaying graph of the airflow using similar heads that the Junior's going to use on this engine, and to show you that the extra 50,000s or 60,000s lift doesn't do anything. But as you're coming up the ramp and down the ramp, it's pulling more air. So that's where you're winning. You're not winning by the extra lift. You're winning by the fact that it opens more, and the way they shape the ramps to compensate for that, you're getting it coming up, you're getting it coming down, you're getting it in the overlap. And how they tweak the base right at the 6,000s mark to give you a little bit more dynamic compression. Okay, it's actually pretty cool. Very cool, very interesting. When we're done talking about what we're talking about, I'll confirm that I can post and I'll explain to you guys what the graph is, and I think anybody that's into this stuff will find it pretty interesting. A lot more information than the common guy needs to know. This is for the pencil type geeks, guys that make cams, pretty much. Average guy, average engine builders, they have no clue what this shit is. So with that said, guys, I think I'm calling it for today. It's been a long day, a lot longer than you've seen here. So I'm glad the cam bearing's in. I'm glad the cam spins. I'm glad the main bearings are cut to the right size for an AMC. I'm glad I got 2, 2, 2, 2, and 3. That's mint. So between the two of them, we should have good oil pressure, as long as the rods are right, of course. Unfortunately, a lot of times you send out the crank and they cut them to Chevy specs, which is a little looser than an AMC, and then the pumps can't keep up, and blah, 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 blah. So with that, we'll see what we're going to do tomorrow. So I'm going to watch the weather. If it's rainy, we're working here. If it's not rainy, I might be outside. So, okay, guys, I'll talk to you later. And excellent job there, Ruben. Excellent job.